Hello, everyone. It's Rabbi Shmuel Paul, and I hope you're all doing well. And since I talk so much about Judaism and Jews, I think people might like to know what Judaism would have to say about Prince Harry's new book, The Spare, which is becoming one of the best-selling books of all time. And Judaism has a absolutely revolutionary stance on books and media and print. It is a prohibition in Judaism called Lashon Hara, evil speech, to say something negative about someone else. It is also a prohibition called Motzi Shem Ra, which is to put out a bad name, which is false speech, to put out false speech about someone else. But the issue at hand today is Lashon Hara, just evil speech, because we assume that what Prince Harry is saying is true. And it seems so common to just say something negative about someone else. We do it all the time. We do it so flippantly. We do it so casually. But the truth is that in Judaism, which is, I believe, the true religion, evil speech, Lashon Hara, is the worst sin in the Bible. It is the worst sin of all time. It is compared to the speech of the snake in the Garden of Eden, and it is what is holding back the messianic redemption. There was once a man who spoke Lashon Hara, evil speech. He said negative about somebody else. He went to the Chafetz Chaim, a 17th century sage, and the Chafetz Chaim said, okay, he wants to know what to do to repent for this sin. He's like, well, you want to take this pillow and you want to just strew the feathers all over the street. He's like, okay, I did that. Now you come back. He's like, well, now what I want you to do is take all the feathers and put them back into the pillowcase. He's like, I can't do that. They're all over the place. He's like, well, that's exactly how you atone for your sin, or how you can't atone for your sin. There's no way to atone for the sin of evil speech because it spreads far and wide like a virus, far beyond what you think it will travel to. It just goes and goes and goes. And it is what makes this world a terrible place to live in. Single-handedly, this sin. If this sin were fixed, this would be a great place to live in. If Jewish wisdom were in control, the book Spare would have to be edited, and it would not be allowed to say anything negative about anyone else, including his brother and his grandmother, or anyone else that is negative about them. But it's much more than that, because if Judaism were in control, they would edit out every TV station, every podcast, anything that says anything negative about someone else. This is a revolutionary thought. It would totally change the way the media behaves. There is some Jewish media, and you can see a little bit how that might behave. You can look at the Allgemeiner Journal, which is in Yiddish, I believe, but it's also translated. You can see what Jewish media looks like, and it is free of Lashon Hara. It's free of evil speech. You cannot talk negatively about another person in those publications. And if Jewish law were in control globally, you would not be able to speak negative statements, even if they're true, about anyone in any media. And if you did, and you embarrass someone, you would have to pay for that embarrassment. The pain that you're causing them is far beyond anything you could calculate, but what we can calculate, you must pay. You must pay for the pain you cause someone, and that just makes sense. I mean, if there's an equilibrium in this world and you cause someone pain, you have to even that out by paying them some money for that pain. So, Lashon Hara is like a virus, and he would not be able to say anything negative about his family. And more than that, every TV station, every newspaper, and every podcast that spoke Lashon Hara would be fined, and they would have to pay for the embarrassment that they caused someone else. Just imagine what the media would look like and what it would be like if it were purged of Lashon Hara, if it were purged of evil speech. It would be a completely different world, a completely different media, which means what we would consume would be completely different, what we would think would be completely different, and our entire worldview could be completely different, and our views towards each other would be completely different. It would completely, radically change the way that we view each other. We stop viewing each other in terms of red and blue and genders and colors, and we would stop looking at everything in these boxes that have been created for us, and we would see people exactly as they actually are, in a positive, loving way. So if you want to turn this world back into a paradise the way that it once was, it starts with your speech. Start purging your speech of Lashon Hara. Stop and notice if you're going to say something negative about someone else. Stop and notice if you're going to read something about someone else. You cannot do that either. So start becoming conscious. Start becoming aware of what our speech is saying. Clean it up. Clear it up. Stop talking negatively about other people. Stop gossiping about other people. Stop worrying about other people. and just worry about your mission in this world. And your mission in this world is to love each other with all your soul, all your heart, and all your might. If we fix up our speech, this world will become a loving place to live. So watch the next thing that you say, make it good, and God bless.